Hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, cereal boxers. Welcome back to Back of the Cereal Box. This morning's episode is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Loot Crate. Get a mystery box of your favorite geek culture merch at lootcrate.com. Use our promo code Cereal10 and take 10% off. All right, cereal boxers, we got a great episode this morning. DL Memphis is going to be co-hosting with me. And we have got the Great Geek Car Show. We've got some great guys who have some great cars with them, and we're going to do that right now. All right, guys and gals, we are back, and please welcome this morning's guest co-host, one of the favorite people on the planet, my favorite people on the planet, my favorite cosplayer for sure. It is the one, the only, the pinup cosplayer, DL Memphis. Good morning, DL.
Good morning, and hello, creepy crawlies. I hope we have some creepy crawlies up this early who normally stick with me at like 8, 9 o'clock p.m. So, yes, but good morning. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. It is Saturday morning, and we are in the virtual rec room with DL. And look here, our music minister has arrived. The amazing man with the sound machine. It is Sean Connors. How you doing, Sean?
What's up, everybody? I don't know how any of this sounds. I just got through plugging in my headset just now. So let's see how this
I
goes.
realized about midnight last night, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to send Sean the link.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're fired. We're taking over. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I apologize, Sean, if you had a fire drill this morning, but I am so glad you're here.
Thank you.
You expressed that you are a gearhead guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely car guy, especially cars in pop culture, yes.
Well, you are in for a great time. And we've got two other co-hosts with us. Our social media socialite, Willow Schuyler, is with us this morning.
Hi.
Willow,
hey, everyone.
Show off that shirt because
all right.
She is also a car fan.
Okay.
Now, do I understand correctly that your husband races?
He's not a racer, but we have like 20 cars between him and his dad. So it's
wow.
Yeah, we're very much Mopar surrounded by Mopars.
That's phenomenal.
From trucks to cars. So,
and to lend a little bit more irreverent analysis this morning is our very own Geek Gumshoe.
Good morning, happy people.
Oh, I mean Geek.
And DL, the Geek Gumshoe is going to be a special guest on Willow's show, Cryptid Crunch, tomorrow night here on the Back of the Cereal Box Network.
I'm excited.
We needed someone who's an expert.
Well, you definitely
so you called me?
No, you definitely have an expert. You know what? And it's funny because I've been trying to hand him all of my little cryptid. I collect all the little girly cryptid things. Like, he's not a cryptid, but like I have crocheted Cthulhu. I have like small little collectible Nessies. I have like Nessie everywhere, and I keep trying to hand him. He's like, "Stop, stop." He doesn't want the stuffed animal ones, so.
That's fantastic. Well, for all of you who are joining us live, this is Back of the Cereal Box. It is called Back of the Cereal Box because I am of an age where we did not have iPhones or iPads at the breakfast table on Saturday morning. We were eating big bowls of cereal while we were watching cartoons, pro wrestling, kaiju movies, and reading comic books. And the Back of the Cereal Box was our portal to all of that fun stuff. And that's what this show is all about. Reliving the fun of our youth in our adulthood. You know, DL, I think you called this show a grown-up geek show and tell one time. And that's it's a pretty good description. Yeah.
I think I actually use that on a regular basis when I'm trying to describe the nature of what this show is, when I'm talking to potential guests. Because I mean, that's 100%. We get to see what you're eating. We get to see cool loot, what you collect. I mean, it is 100% an incredible show and tell for anybody who has a fandom.
That's fantastic. I appreciate you coming up with that. And before we bring on our guests, I have to remind everyone that we are sponsored by Poddex.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
And we will be using our Poddex this morning. Sean, you ready?
Oh, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, we'll be using them in a little bit with our guests. And it is time to meet those guests. It is time for this week's guests, plural. And DL, I'm going to hand this over to you and let you introduce our friends in the virtual rec room as they come up, starting with James.
All right. Good morning. James. Can you give us a quick rundown of who you are, why you're here, what it is that you do, and how you got roped into doing this?
My name is James, and I'm also affectionately known as the Bluff City Batman. I am the director and founder of a local Memphis nonprofit called Bluff City Batman, where we visit kids at the local children's hospitals, the St. Jude residence houses, and any kid that really needs a big smile put on their face. We do that as a bunch of superheroes, and to help with those big smiles, we have a replica 1989 Batmobile. I'm actually sitting above it. It's in my garage downstairs.
Awesome.
That's
and
fantastic.
That's how I got roped. And that's how I got roped into this, because I have a Batmobile.
Well, DL Memphis, I think we need to tag James for Random Acts of Comics, and we'll talk about that more before we leave the show this morning.
I agree.
All right, up next is Corey Kaufman, the Mid-South Maniac.
Our friend.
You know him, you love him.
What's up, Corey?
Good morning, everybody. As stated, I know I've been on here a few times, and you guys are probably sick of seeing me at some point. It's usually better. It's usually better if I'm wearing something a little bit more appropriate.
Oh.
Yes, my name is Corey Kaufman. I go by the moniker Mid-South Maniac. This episode, I was asked to join in on because I am one of the current members of the DeSoto County Ghostbusters, and we are. Again, just like James, we are a local not-for-profit that we've been going around for the last 3 to 4 years and doing everything from Ronald McDonald House, St. Jude Children's Hospital, been helping with a Random Blue Line, a lot of parades, just about anything, anywhere we're needed kind of situation. And we don't have exactly a replica of the Ecto machine from one of the original movies, but we have our own version of it with a 2010 Cadillac hearse that's been converted into the Ecto 17. So that's who I'm representing today is the DeSoto County Ghostbusters. I'm just one of about 12 of us right now. So
awesome.
Outstanding.
That's really cool.
Thank you, Corey. And joining us, our last friend in the virtual rec room, and it is a full house this morning, is Joshua.
Hey guys, how's it going? So like I said, my name's Josh. I go by Last Action Josh. Let's see. So I love all things paranormal, supernatural. So when a little TV show that came out in 2005 called Supernatural, I immediately fell in love with it. I've actually been investigating the paranormal. I co-founded a paranormal team called Appalachian Paranormal Investigations. Been doing that for over 15 years. And just so happens that this show lasted 15 years. And well, I've got the replica. I have the '67 Impala sitting out in my front yard.
That is awesome.
I'm going to tell you, we fell in love with Supernatural too, but possibly for a different reason.
There it is.
Right, Willow?
Yep.
Okay.
Although the car does help a little.
Yeah. Do you call it baby?
Actually, this one's called Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can find him at Hunter Carry On. That's his own page.
Oh, okay. Because I noticed that you did have the two Instagram handles, and of course, you can't be on Hunter's page without having Last Action Josh mixed in. So I'm like, I was trying to figure out if it was specifically geared to the car. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Hunter Carry On to the car, and I've been cosplaying for almost 15 years as well. So Last Action Josh just kind of blends in with everything.
That's
sorry.
fantastic.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Willow.
I'm so glad that you guys are here because now you guys can try to help me convince my husband to let me have the Dodge monocle to do the Blues Brothers mobile.
Absolutely. Why is that even?
You can be on a mission from God.
That's my mission.
There was one here in Memphis. There's one here in Memphis, or it used to be.
That car will be
Really?
mine. Oh, yes, it will be mine.
Yeah, there was one. I would see it all the time at the grocery store by Target on Colonial. Like he would park it out front. He wouldn't even need his own parking space. And he had cigarette butts in the dash and everything. It was awesome.
Do you have the big speaker
How did
on
I
top
miss
of it?
this?
Did not have the speaker, but he did have everything spray painted over. It was awesome. And the dude who always, every time I saw him, he had Wayfarers on. It was pretty cool.
See him in the grocery store, like turning flips in the aisle.
Do you have a Miss Piggy?
So
How did I miss this?
little
I'm
bit
just
of
curious.
Blues Brothers trivia. The guy who's doing the backflips down the church aisle is obviously not John Belushi. It is a friend of mine named Jonathan Pendragon, who went on. He started as a stuntman and acrobat in Hollywood, and he went on to become one of the biggest names in the world of magic and illusion. With his wife Charlotte, they became the Pendragons, and look him up online. But he's the one doing the backflips down
That's cool.
the aisleway.
Yeah.
So we've met our guests. Now it's time for maybe the most important question of the morning. What's in the bowl? And
Sean? No,
Sean,
no
is there
sound
not
effects?
music for this?
no sound effects, Sean?
There we go.
Sean's still
early.
trying to get up.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
just
you, Sean.
plugged my camera in like 5 seconds before we turned it on.
Now, so I am a
Slow.
bad host because I did not have a chance to go grab a box of cereal this week. I'm out of Magic Spoon cereal, Sean. So I opted for my cheat day. Well, hey, they're not a paid sponsor. I just am really passionate about their product. But because today is a cheat day, I've lost over 30 pounds, and I'm now in the place where I can do cheat days.
Congrats.
I ran by the gas station and got a travel cup of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the best cereal on the planet. Sorry, Magic Spoon. I love you guys to death, but nothing compares to Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and that's what I am going to be crunching on this morning. DL?
Yes. What's
What
in
do
my
you got?
bowl?
Yes.
Coffee. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. This is what makes me sane right here. No, actually, I'm going to actually pass that over to. I do have a bowl, but I'm not going to give it away because the Geek Gumshoe actually has the cereal and he has the box. So we're eating the same thing. So I'm going to pass it over to him really quick.
So I'm up now. Okay. So in case you didn't know, it's officially spooky season.
Yay! I'm sorry.
We went out last night. We went to go looking at Halloween stuff.
As we do.
Spirit Halloween is open in our area now, so we went to Spirit, and then we went over to Target, which disappointingly had no Halloween stuff except for like pet stuff. But they had the Monster cereal. However, they did not have the one that I really wanted. I wanted to get a box of the Monster Mash.
Yeah, it's impossible to find.
Yeah, in case you didn't see it on here, this is the 50th anniversary of Monster cereal, and they came out with one this year called Monster Mash, which basically is they took all of the Monster cereals, dumped them into one box, gave it a new packaging. So if you find a box of that, buy 5, because that's going to be one of those collector's items things. But always loved Frankenberry. Always loved when Halloween season comes around and the Monster cereals come out. But yeah, try to find that Monster Mash. That's going to be a big thing.
Now,
I was trying to figure out,
like
was it the 50-year anniversary of the cereal and the song, or just the cereal?
The cereal product.
Okay.
Of Monster
curious.
cereals.
Well, because on the back, show everyone the back, you've got a download code for the song Monster Mash. And if you guys haven't seen the documentary video, the making of this recording, it's hysterical. They did a behind the music style MTV behind the music style documentary video about that song with the monsters. It's hysterical.
Can I throw in a shameless plug there real quick?
Yes.
If you don't know, last year during the Halloween season, while everything was shut down for COVID, we partnered with some of our friends and went out to the local haunted attraction, Haunted Web Memphis, and we have our own music video and our own version of Monster Mash that we did as the Murdering Crows.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Is that on your album? No,
it's not. It's a copyrighted piece, so we just kind of released it as a just for fun kind of thing.
Okay.
But we do have MP3s that we give away to people for free if they ask for it. So
yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right, Sean Connors, what's in your bowl this morning? Where are you?
Hello.
You're on the spotlight, buddy.
Yeah. All right, so I can get any cereal, and I'm with John. I am trying to try the Magic Spoon, so I'm waiting to try to order some of that. But I gotta give it to you, John, because me and you are both on the weight loss journey, and the travel cup is a great way of staying in your limitations and not going back for that second bowl.
Well, so I've got to confess something to you. So Magic Spoon cereal, which I love, has 140 calories per cup.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch has 240 calories per cup.
Whoa.
So while this is within my budget, my calorie budget for my morning cereal, only one is.
Right.
With Magic Spoon, I could do 2.
Nice.
So there you go.
I'm waiting for that, and until then, and until my kids get it together and I stop waking up late, we have coffee in the cup.
There's nothing wrong with coffee in the cup.
It sounds like Sean needs coffee in the IV this morning.
Sean is always a little bit chill. That's what I like about him. He balances my hyper energy. So
I think that's called
fantastic.
smooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take smooth. I'll take
Okay.
smooth.
Willow, what do you got?
Well, DL, you're gonna love this. I call this the Gothic Fruit Loops. It's Oreo.
What is that?
Oreo. So they're actually really good. The only problem is when they're not soggy, they scratch the heck out of your mouth. But
It's like Captain Crunch.
yeah, but they're not that bad. I like them. This is the last little bit of it, and my cat has been bugging me for the milk the last little bit. So,
That's fantastic.
I don't do milk, so it's I avoid milk like the plague. So that's a different reason.
All right. Now it's time for our guests. You're in the hot seat, Corey. What you got in your bowl?
Unfortunately, I don't have one, but that's because I currently don't have a sense of taste or smell. I'm on the tail end of getting over COVID. The whole family is. But so what I did is I cracked open this can of Dole pineapple juice because I can tell that it is sweet, but it has no flavor to it. So I didn't really see the point. Like, I've been trying the last couple of days to eat stuff, but it's almost like eating, hot, cold, wet, whatever, and it doesn't have any taste. So I didn't really want to waste any product, if that's what it is. But I don't know. I'll probably be on the lookout though, still trying to get all this Ghostbusters cereal kind of, everywhere it's been kind of released, because us as a group, we've been trying real hard to get all the little marketing genius pieces that have been coming out in preparation for the movie come out in November. So expect to see me out and about here in the next day or so and trying to just rile up that kind of cereal. So
I hate that you lost your sense of taste and smell. I had full-blown COVID last year, and I never did. I can't imagine how horrible that part is.
It was weird. I mean, I finally tested negative yesterday, and like a day before that's when and I was like, you know what? Maybe the worst that can come of this is that I might lose some weight because my mouth is too bored with not tasting anything to overeat. Because I think if anything, I eat because the flavor of something's really good.
Oh, absolutely.
And if I can't taste anything, I'm probably not going to eat as much. So let's see if I can drop some calories or some weight that way.
Well, hopefully that sense of taste and smell comes back soon.
Eventually.
James, what do you got in your bowl?
Oh, this morning I'm throwing it back.
There you go.
It's
wait a minute. I know you're not eating that.
For 32 years old, it's actually still pretty fresh.
I need to put a disclaimer on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do not eat 30-year-old cereal just because Bluff City Batman is.
I thought you were going to put up a disclaimer that said no collectible items were harmed in the production of this show.
We will do that in post.
The bank is still attached.
There you go.
Wow.
That's so cool.
So we're good.
That's
The bank's still
awesome.
attached.
You know what would be even better if someone on the show had a box of C-3POs. They're about 40 years old.
James, do you have a box?
C-3POs?
You have this look. You have a box, don't you? Do you have them?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
I came across a video of a guy eating some of those. He had found them recently and was eating them, and they were pretty awful.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he has that look.
I do have an original box of Ecto Cooler somewhere, Corey, from original High C. I'll have to find it.
Oh wow.
Well, I could put it this way: just don't eat the Ghostbuster gum from the '80s. We tried that the other day, and it just disintegrated. It just sounded.
My god!
It sounded like you were eating cereal, but it was actually the gum, and we all had to try it.
Did you get that on video?
Yeah, we did. I'll have to share it. Yes.
Very cool.
Yes, please do. Yeah. That would be epic. And finally, Josh, what's in your bowl?
Well, just like you, another man of great taste. I've got some Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my toucan sand bowl here.
That's phenomenal. That's great.
I love it.
Would you? Who? Let's take a vote here. Hands up. Who thinks Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal ever made?
I put it in my top 5.
No.
Well, let me ask you this though. Those of y'all that love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, have you tried the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros?
No.
Because those things are freaking amazing.
Those are
give it a
incredible.
shot.
Yeah, they are so good.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch cinnamon rolls. Those are also good.
Interesting.
Basically,
I like grape
anything
nuts.
with cinnamon.
Yeah.
I tried the Oreo churros when they came out like 2 years ago, and that was okay. But
That's just a little weird though. I mean, but like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, they're great with milk, but I mean, you can just sit there and throw them back. and it's just like eating churros. So.
I think Geek Gumshoe might have a problem.
Me?
With
No.
with churros.
With churros?
Yeah.
Look,
All right.
churros are the food of the gods. I'm just saying.
Angel Love says, "Good morning, Pocket Friends. Today is super sugary s'mores cereal for me."
Super
Angel-
sugary.
Yeah.
S'mores.
S'mores is pretty good too. It's like Golden Grams with chocolate.
I love Golden Grams.
Golden Grams is like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but without the cinnamon. So I love Golden Grams. And Leroy Clay says, "Most
Hey, Leroy.
of my new friends."
So let me tell y'all something real quick. Our band, the Murdering Crows, lost our drummer right after our album dropped. Leroy is the guy who has just joined with us to pick up the drumstick and run with the band. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more of Leroy if you follow the Murdering Crows.
Well, that is a great segue, Geek Gumshoe. Four Bad Crows by the Murdering Crows is available from Apple Music and Amazon Music and wherever you buy digital music. It is a phenomenal album. One of the best albums I've listened to in the last 5 years. Definitely pick that up. It is amazing. And while we're talking about amazing stuff on Amazon, pick up my book too, Nightreich, Tales of the Decoverse Volume 1. If you love pulp adventure and dig stories where superheroes fight vampire Nazis, this is for you. Last Action Josh.
Yes.
And hey, you know what? Last Action Josh, you would make a great Blue Phantom.
I was just kind of thinking that.
And we are working on pitching it to Netflix as a movie.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, go ahead and sign me up. I'm good.
Yeah. Excellent.
I don't even need to read a script. Sign me up.
Yep, I'm good.
That's fantastic. All right. So
Did you say vampire Nazis? We're all in.
All right. Our favorite part among our fans is new loot. This is our show and tell. We're going to share cool stuff we got this week or saw this week or found this week. And guys, I thought as I was coming up here this morning that I didn't have anything. I didn't remember seeing or picking up anything this week except that, why can't I not get this mouse to work? Except that I did. I saw it sitting on my studio table when I came in. Willow and Daryl, you guys are going to love this.
What you got?
This is
Ooh.
not
Cryptid
it.
Hunters.
The Cryptid Hunters game. It is a dice and card game that I did a review on this week. It's phenomenally fun. It's super easy to play. And so check that out. Cryptid Hunters. It's actually called Not It, but it's the Cryptid Hunters edition. So, DL, you got any new loot for us?
Actually, the only thing that I have that is new that is with me, I actually have a couple of things. Of course, I collect anything that is Elvira, and we have been going to a couple of cons lately. So I do have the Elvira minifig. I didn't even know there was an Elvira minifig, but evidently there is. So I have that, and it sits up here with my Sid Haig, Captain Spaulding. But I love handmade stuff, and we were at CreepyCon, and one of the table next to us, actually, she was making coffins out of baby doll parts, or out of actually Monster High parts, or something of that nature. So I could not pass that up. So
that's interesting.
That is horrifying.
It's like everything else I own. It's horrifying. Okay, but that's all I have this morning.
That's fantastic. Willow, anything to show off this morning?
Okay, so last weekend was my anniversary. So celebrating 12 years, and
congrats.
I'm just addicted to these superhero Barbie dolls. One of my friends was selling them, and I'm like, I'll buy them. And so my husband went and picked them up for me. and he told me that they are my birthday and anniversary gifts. So
Ooh,
How awesome.
Ooh.
so that goes with my Poison Ivy and my 2 Batgirl dolls.
So how many total did you get?
I got 3, but I altogether I have 6 dolls
All right.
for
that's
the
epic.
superhero Barbies. Although I'm missing the Catwoman, and my friend was selling it for $120. And I'm just like, I'm not paying that much.
Well, this morning I am going to go after the show flea hunting. So if I see it, I will definitely pick that up for you.
Okay.
All right, Geek Gumshoe, you got anything cool for us this morning?
I do not. We have been very busy lately trying to do a bunch of stuff, and we've done 2 cons in the last few weeks, and I have found that being the father in the family of geeks, I'm the last one to get the good stuff. All my girls load up with stuff, and then I get to carry it for them, which, you know, that's the true honor of the situation. I'm walking around with these bags, and none of it is mine.
So you're the pack mule.
Exactly.
No,
So
wait.
I'm the guy with the wallet, and I'm the guy that carries. So I mean, there it is. So pretty much
No.
whatever DL brings or whatever my little picks up, that's my loot. So that's what I got.
I think that's called cosplay handler.
Yeah. That's my job. Photographer,
Here.
cosplay handler.
That's fantastic.
Hold my crap.
Sean, you got
Well,
anything cool to share with us this morning?
Lately, I've got new cameras, new microphones.
I know. Look at that
new
studio.
phones.
You're looking all professional and all that,
We're
man.
currently rebuilding the studio. I'm
Making
looking
us
for
all
new
look
lights
bad.
and- it's a work in progress. I'm trying. But this week I had to adult, and since school is about to start, my new loot money went to school shoes and clothes.
That
for the
happens.
kiddos, yeah. But I plan on being back next week with a vengeance.
But your children are styling, though. That's all that's important.
They are. And being that I am a shoe collector, a Nike Jordan collector, they both had to have Jordan. So
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, now you set a high bar there, so you can only blame yourself for that one.
Yeah.
true. One
My-
day I'll show the collection of the Jordan.
I was gonna say, what is your prize piece in that collection?
Ooh, 2. One is the Travis Scott Jordan 1, and
Very
just
cool.
because I ended up getting it lucky, I was lucky and got it, and didn't know that it was going to turn into a $2,000 shoe. And one of the things I love is wearing it in public and just pissing people off. And the Jordan 4 Bread is the one that he wore. He wore when he won the first championship. Those 2.
That's awesome.
My son would be in awe. He's got like 20 pairs of
Well, so
Jordans.
I don't like the new Jordans though. I like the old Jordans that he wore when he was playing, and I was more so of a fan back then. The newer ones there, but I like the old ones, and preferably the ones he actually wore.
That's fantastic. We just lost James. We'll come to him in a minute. Josh, you got any cool stuff to share with us? First of all, I love the Christmas vacation poster behind you. That's epic.
Oh yeah, man. We're a Christmas house.
And a spear next to it.
Yeah, that's actually that's one of the props from the show. That's the spear that Kaya wields. I don't give away spoilers. Everybody go watch the show. It's only 15 seasons.
Get caught up. Then we'll
Yeah.
We're
talk.
getting there.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things here. Now, none of this is exactly this week, but it's some of my, favorite supernatural stuff. So one of the first things I have is the demon knife. And that's a real knife. So
That's cool.
that's one of my favorites.
Have you tried it on one yet? I mean, does it work?
I'm always on the lookout, but have not had a chance to use it yet. This one, so the angel blade.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Very heavy, very big. This could actually So funny story. We were watching. Did you all see the Fear Street shows that the 3
Yep.
that came out on Netflix?
Yep.
I saw one.
It's actually good.
Yeah, they were actually pretty decent. My wife and I were watching, and when my dog Mando, he jumped up and heard a noise, and we were like, what's he hearing? I don't know what's going on. And he started watching through the kitchen, and nothing was in there. And was like, go sit down, or whatever. And then like 2 seconds later, my Amazon Echo started playing music from my bathroom, and then the power goes out. And then everything comes back on, and my dog's on high alert. And I have a gun in the house, but the first thing I grabbed was the Angel Blade. It was the nearest thing to me.
That's pretty epic. That's awesome. I collect knives too, so that's super exciting. Cool stuff.
I'm
All
sure
right.
all you were thinking was grab the salt.
James, what's Batman got for us this morning?
Is it for this week or just in general?
In general, anything you want to show off that you think is cool. I usually show what I picked up that week, but
well, this week I can't show because it's already at my front door. I got the Beetlejuice It's Showtime front door mat from Spirit Store yesterday. I've never thought I'd be excited about getting a duvet cover. But
Nice.
That's a duvet cover?
It's a duvet cover. The reason you probably haven't seen it is because it's from England. It was released in the UK.
okay.
Because the movie was filmed in the UK, they got all the cool stuff.
Can someone tell me what is the difference between a blanket and a duvet cover?
Isn't like the duvet cover like a giant quilt?
Well, this is just basically a sheet right now, but it's got a thing in the bottom where you can like put a piece, like you can put like the duvet in it.
Yeah.
It's a sack, basically.
Yeah. And also,
it's basically like a baggie that you put. Yeah, it's a pill. Yeah.
And
okay.
I just want to comment. I'm like, all of a sudden, he pulls out this duvet cover, and I'm like, it's like a 12-year-old boy with Batman sheets. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but no.
It's actually funny you mentioned Batman sheets. My second thing is my friend John Scanlon, who's a local cosplayer with me. He's very good with a needle and thread. He took my bed sheets and turned them into a button-up shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Nice.
So
that's awesome.
These are my Batman Returns bed sheets from when I was a kid, and he turned it into a button-up shirt that I wear to cons because the car's on it.
Is there a Catwoman on it?
Yes,
I see. Oh, I see her. I see her right there.
There she is. But yeah, so and the car, the blueprints for the car are the back of the sheets. So
is that the most comfortable shirt ever?
Yes. I actually got I got the idea for it at Fanboy in Knoxville. There was a guy running a booth, had the original Star Wars sheets as a shirt. So
that's cool.
All right, Willow just went and grabbed
James,
something.
I have something that I am sure you will love.
What?
Is that the cloth poster?
It's the cloth poster, yes.
Wait,
oh, wow.
Turn around the other side.
Oh, it's
There it
backwards.
is.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's cool.
How much you want for it?
I'm not
So it
sure
begins.
how much I bought it for, but I'm sure we'll talk.
What's your mortgage payment this month, Willow?
I'll talk to my husband and see how much he wants to get rid of it for.
Corey, anything cool to share with the group this morning?
Well, I mean, you probably don't expect much from me. I mean, I've seen everyone's blades and I've shown and tell a lot of really weird horror type stuff, but I did find 2 items this last week. One of them I actually had to ship off to Massachusetts, but So I'm down to one, but you can rest assured that when I had both these in my hand, I was hoping somebody was yelling, "He got two! He got two!"
Oh,
well, I had to snag this guy,
Turbo Man.
and
Put the cookie
yeah, it was
down.
weird 'cause there was literally two of them, and I was like, I wanted someone to yell it, but no one was there to yell it. At
He
Walmart,
got
so-
two.
but yeah, I had to get it. I've never had one as a kid, and you know, and then I sent the other one out, like I said, to Massachusetts to a buddy of mine. So yeah, I had to get that, and it's okay. It fits. I got a pretty good eclectic, a lot of stuff in my office, mostly Friday the 13th. But it's nice to have something that's just a little bit more nice related, I guess. So
Look at James.
That's
Nice.
it's I get it. I should have bought another one so I could play with mine too. But
Well, this one's from when the movie came out.
yeah,
And
So-
I opened it. I opened it as a kid, just so I could yell Jamie. But
So Corey, is yours a repro or is it from?
yeah, it's
The
the
original.
Funko. It's the Funko one. But
Okay.
we do have. There isn't much left of the Tiger Electronics one I used to have. I don't. It's up somewhere in a tote. But when I seen that Funko bought the rights and was reproducing them, my son had never seen Jingle All the Way, and I was like, he's like, why are you buying that? It doesn't even look that cool. It doesn't even look that articulate. I was like,
that's
don't worry about it. It's not the point.
Cupid, Donna Blitzen.
I think we have the right group of people together today.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're right. And Melissa Stetcher, who is out this morning, says, "Good morning, friends." And
Good morning.
she adds that the duvet cover is what you can put the down comforter inside.
So you don't have to wash them in.
So it's a comforter baggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a comforter Ziploc bag.
And
That's
Drew
all right.
Milden of Drew versus the World says, "I want that Turbo Man." What? One of Sinbad's best movies. Did he do another movie?
Yeah, he did that.
Shazam.
Shazam. Yeah.
No, that wasn't him.
No. It wasn't Shazam. It was something else.
He
No.
hosted a kid.
Shazam.
He hosted a
Shazam.
kids show in the 90s.
That's
movie.
that's
The
the
movie doesn't
Mandela
exist.
effect. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah, the
exist.
movie doesn't exist.
Nope.
It's part of the Mandela
Prop shot.
effect.
Props to history. Michael Corey. He,
No, he said
First
he
kid.
did First kid.
Yes.
yeah, he did First Kid, but he goes into full history mode, and it's like that movie never existed. You're thinking of Kazam with Shaq.
And
Yeah, probably so.
he was on A Different World with Lisa Bonet. That's
Yeah.
where he kind of made his mark. So, excellent. Well, before we move on to seeing the cars, I have to just remind everyone of our awesome sponsor, Unidragon Puzzles. Because everyone is always looking for a special gift to choose. And whether you're getting something for yourself, when you're at home, stuck in quarantine, or you need a gift for your wife or husband, anniversary presents, or, kids, Sean, colleagues at work, Wooden Puzzles from Unidragon solves your problem. And why would you love these puzzles? Well, there's a lot to love because each puzzle piece has its own unique shape, and they're interesting for both adults and children. Each puzzle is packed in a premium wooden gift box, and there are new puzzles every month with incredibly colorful designs. But don't take my word for it. Check it out right here. cool are those?
Those are cool. And
Was
now I
that
want to know what a
$5
$5 milkshake tastes like.
I love Unidragon puzzles, and you can get your own at unidragon.com. Use our promo code BOX10 and take 10% off your order. And we got a few more comments here. The commercials get better each week, says Drew versus the World. And Drew says he wants to see that owl, Johnny. We'll show that one on our last spot next week. But we need to talk about cars. So, DL,
Yeah.
I will run the studio in the back and let you take it away with our guests.
Well, I actually I have a question. I'm going to throw it out there for everybody because everybody's wanting to know. There's a dream and there's a nightmare that goes alongside owning something of that nature. Would you recommend purchase or buying a prop car, restoring it? Who would you say do it, or would you say run away, run? Anybody? Corey, I guess it's you.
Well, no, it's cool. If you have the time or want to develop the time and a hobby, yeah, absolutely. Now, I know my stance on it compared to the other two gentlemen here is probably a little bit different because they are probably pretty much doing this solo. And I can't even imagine doing this solo to an extent. I'm working on a separate project entirely different coming up on a project truck that I'm going to be doing by myself. That's movie related, Friday the 13th related. But in terms of the current, that's actually a Pinewood Derby version of it that me and my son did. Yeah. So that's
what's his name drives in number 6.
Yeah. So it's a 1966 F100. And yeah, it's in my garage and it runs, but I got a lot of work to do to make it look like from the movie. But in terms of the Ecto 17, that's been a team project. So it's been really awesome that people that are part of this group have been able to get or put into the project what they're good at. So we have a guy that does marketing, a guy that does graphics, different people that can, one person who does like fabrication or specializes in it. And so that it was a labor of love, but having a multitude of people to kind of pour into it and invest into it with their hands actually and doing what they can. That's what's able to let us do it. Now, if I would have had to do this by myself, I would have went nuts and broke a long time ago. Not saying that I haven't already, but it's been worth it. And so I'm speaking from a team aspect of it. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Hey, I got a quick question I want to ask before we dive too much into that, because I want to establish something that I've been curious about for the last couple of weeks. So you guys are all kind of part of a community because you all own these vehicles or have some ownership in them. What is the community term for this kind of vehicle? Is it prop cars, movie cars? What does everybody call this in your community?
Movie car.
Star car.
Star car. Yeah.
Star car?
Grocery getter.
I don't know what kind of groceries you're getting in that thing.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot less verbal than it is just it's just a smile machine at some point is what I guess you'd have to call it.
like that.
Ooh, I like that. Smile machines. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard so many different terms for it, but I didn't know if there was a set standard for it. And I know there's a difference between hero car, which would be like the one that's actually used as the main prop car in the show or what have you. But,
right.
I didn't know if there was something that was politically correct or something that was offensive to guys that own these things.
Well, and I think at some point, if it's, let's say something was off a little bit, like with our car, for example, it's really hard because it's not exactly the 50s Cadillac.
Right. Yours is a franchise car.
And so people are like, as much as I think people are going to come up back, oh, that's not the real thing. They don't care. They call it Ecto. They call it Ecto 1, whatever. It's technically Ecto 17, but it doesn't matter for us. And we know it's not screen accurate, but we wanted to put our own spin on it. We did that. And honestly, I've never heard anyone gripe about it not looking like something from the film when they can go, oh, I remember like that piece or that piece. And so we just kind of say that we put it together and created our own vision of it. And then I tell people the reason that it's more updated in terms of the model of car is because of cost. It's easier to fix or whatever. It's easier to obtain parts. And so, but it's been really good to just, do it that way for us for this until we can probably afford, because like right now, if you want to buy a 1950s Cadillac shell body, they're about 20 grand without an engine, without doors, without tires. Yeah. And so I'm like, cost effective. This still gets the same, feeling, I think. So
it gives you a little bit of creative freedom too. Because
absolutely.
You can say it's a modern take on. So
right.
If the Ghostbusters were still going right now, this is what they're probably driving.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I have a question about that. So you guys bought a Cadillac hearse.
Oh yeah.
How did you go about buying this? Did you guys just pull together all your money, or did how did that happen?
Yeah. So that was primarily once we decided we said, okay, hey, the group is cool, the group is fun, but I was like, the props will only get us so far. But I said, if we're gonna have a prop, we need a prop. And that we can, drive out in the community and everything. And so we actually looked around at a lot of different auctions, and we actually found it at an auction. It had 44,000 miles. The tires were rotted on it. It was very much a functional hearse. Okay, so it was hauling bodies at one point. Now it's hauling souls.
Is it haunted?
Not anymore.
If it is, we'll hook you up with Josh.
But see, that's the cool part about it too. With this being a hearse opposed to like an ambulance or whatever, we get to add that extra story and that eeriness to it, where someone goes, "Oh, this was a hearse," and I'm like, "Yeah, full functioning, bodies in, bodies out kind of situation." Yeah. So,
I'm very curious about speaking of Josh and his supernatural Impala. What? A lot of times, being a vintage car lover, and we have a vintage pickup truck in our garage at the moment. When you pull these things, they're in especially the older they are, they're in sometimes somebody's barn, crap condition. Did you buy this intact? How much work and how much restoration goes into creating something of this nature? That's gorgeous.
So with the Impala here, it actually took me 3 cars to get this to where it is currently. So the first car we got was a 67. It was a 4-door, but it was a sedan. And the difference between a sedan and a hardtop is where the 2 windows meet on the 4-door, there's a post on the sedan, whereas on the hardtop, the windows themselves form a sill. So that was the first car we got, and my wife got it for me for our first wedding anniversary. I bought her a horse. She bought me a car.
Fair trade.
Yeah. And so, we worked on that for like a year, and I knew no matter what I did, I was never going to be happy with it. And then she actually found Hunter, the one that's outside right now. She found him in a junkyard in Virginia or West Virginia. And, no, it was Virginia Beach. Found a junkyard in Virginia Beach. And this has been about 10 years ago. And it had no engine, no transmission. It took me a year and a half to get a title for it because it was I just couldn't get it. There was a matchbox with the original owner's name on it. That's all I had. And over a year, I tracked down his niece, one of his nephews, trying to find this guy to see if he would just give me the title to it, because it's such a convoluted issue about how we went about getting this car. The guy took it into a shop, and he needed engine work on it, and the guy did the engine work, and they couldn't pay him he couldn't pay the mechanic for the engine work. And he's like, well, listen, you just keep the car and give me the engine. So the guy took it and put it out in his junkyard. And this is going to make a lot of people angry, but would anybody like to take a guess how much I paid for this, the one you're showing right here?
$500.
$5.
You were so close. $450 towed to me.
Oh, wow.
Brought to me.
What? Oh my God.
I have not paid more than $450 for all 3 cars.
But how much did it cost to restore it?
I stopped counting at some point for my mental capacity. I just stopped. It's gone through several engines. The first engine that came with it was actually a 283, matching numbers to the original first car. And I was actually on my way to Dragon Con with it. And it threw a rod through the engine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was not fun. But it's got a 327 in it with a 350 turbo transmission, and he's a lot better now.
Yeah, going with something that Josh said, and being a vintage vehicle owner, some advice that I got early on was never add up your receipts. You do not want to know.
No.
You'll never recoup it. You'll never recoup it.
Yeah, I mean, you do it because you love it and you like the response that you get, but the idea of knowing every penny that you put into it will really shut down that enthusiasm very quickly.
I unfortunately have to add up my receipts.
Well, that's because of your 501 that you have to justify.
Yeah.
So
I just keep thinking of the Tiger King. I will never financially recover.
exactly.
Actually, going with something that he said, I have a question for James, because your car is not like it's not traditional. It's not something that, you can go buy from somebody's garage or off of a lot somewhere. And I mean, yours is. So if something happens to this car, because I know that Josh was mentioning that his threw a rod through the engine, who works on that? Who fixes that? What?
Pet Boys?
I mean,
So
that's glorious.
Okay, that's the original one. That's not mine. That picture right there. That interior is from the shell that was sold on Prop Store. So a past guest of y'all's, Jeremy Jones. He is my partner in all. He is my partner in all this. Bluff City Iron Man, and I actually wrecked the car one time. I was driving it to a birthday party, and the steering linkage came off.
Oh.
And I grazed a tree, but it took off the driver's side corner. But you can't tell that picture right there in front of the Orpheum. That was post wreck. Jeremy and I fixed it. We did the fiberglass work together. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to this. So, yeah. So it's there's me and the King. Jerry Lawler has his own '66 Batmobile here in Memphis as well. So, and that right there, that's Chase. He's the whole reason I started doing this whole thing. He's the reason I got the car. I fondly call it the Chase Mobile in front of him. But that car, it's at 20 feet long, 8 feet wide. It is a beast. It's impossible to drive, especially because it doesn't have power steering. It's like driving a limousine from the back seat. We drove it one time from Collierville, which is out just right on the outskirts of Shelby County, all the way down Poplar to Le Bonheur, which is downtown.
Unfortunately, it's a pretty straight shot.
Yeah, it's a straight shot, but there's a lot of cars, and I actually had a guy get out at a stoplight and take pictures, like fully get out of his car and start taking pictures. So,
how often do you get pulled over by the police for pictures?
So I've actually stopped driving long distances, or really, if it's less than a mile, really, it's just so hard.
Sure you will.
When I did have the wreck, the police wanted to write me a ticket, and luckily I'm one of them, so I was able to get out of it. I haven't really had any trouble with the police. They just want to take pictures, but it's a trip. We've, like Josh, I've fully restored it. When we got it, it wasn't the way it looks now. It was it drove. The motor was, it's an 84 Corvette underneath. So, as anybody will tell you with those cars, the more they set, the worse they get. and this one was just sitting. So I've had to do basically a full workup on the motor. Jerry and I did the interior together. Because when we got it, it was like driving a Jeep. You could see the wheels, the back wheels, and the ground going underneath you. So we completely redid the interior. A guy here in Memphis with a company called Art of Speed, Art of Sound. I have to look back at what Alan's company name is, but he made all the little pieces on the inside. And Jeremy has just now completed the side mechanics to be more screen accurate. So I think next up is going to be a paint job, and hopefully if I get out in the garage today, finish it up, things may get a little hot in the back. So,
hey James, where do you have to store that? Because it's way too big for a traditional garage. So where do you keep it?
It's in my garage.
Just shove it in and close the door and push it down.
Literally, I have, where people have like a tennis ball hanging so they don't hit the back of the garage.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where their nose is in it. I have a mark on my wall that I put is once I'm level with that mark backing up, I'm good. I'm in. It actually fits in my garage.
Wow.
That's fantastic. So anyone who's commenting, feel free to ask some questions. But James, you inspired me showing the picture of Chase. And so I went to our pod deck and I drew a card, and the first card on the top of the deck. Yeah, it is. This is a great question for our panel. Who are your heroes in real life? And so, James, since you were just talking about your inspiration for Bluff City Batman in the car, why don't you tell us about Chase?
So Chase is my good buddy. I met him and his mom's from doing a trunk or treat at our church probably about 8 years ago. Oh no, even further back than that, probably about almost 10 years ago. We're going on 10 years now. We did a Batman trunk, and at that time my costume was awful. Like it was the Ruby's mask and like Under Armour and all this stuff. So we did a Batman trunk. Chase showed up as Green Lantern. He had green neon lights wrapped around his wheelchair, and he fell in love with our booth. He didn't want to leave, and we got his mom's message to the church and was like, "We loved the Batman booth. Chase is going in for a important surgery at Le Bonheur. Is there any way Batman can visit him?" And I did it. And I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't want to. I was like, I feel bad doing this. Let me find a better Batman. And she was like, no, you do it. And we did it. He loved it. And first thing she said when we got in the car, she was like, let's do a better suit. So that was the first time, and she probably regrets it to this day saying that. The amount of money I've spent. But Chase and I, we have that brother bond now. He is, we do fundraisers together. We do toy drives together for Le Bonheur. He's always there. That picture right there is from Memphis Comic Expo. He was so excited. We did a news story together, live at 9 here in Memphis for a movie that I brought. It's a movie called, it's a documentary. I can't think of the name right now, but it's really good. A Batman documentary about finding your inner hero. And the reporter kept calling me James, but Chase knows me out of the mask as Bruce Wayne. And he was getting very, 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 very frustrated with them calling me James. And we didn't realize it until we were done. So, but when I'm out of the mask to him, I'm Bruce Wayne. When I'm in the suit, I'm Batman, and he's Super Chase. So that was actually the first time he got to see the car up close. And I told him that day, I was like, this is the Chase Mobile. If it wasn't that everything with him, me doing Batman, has just spun off of that first initial meeting we had. You know, me meeting Jeremy, and we're starting this, and we've gone all over now because of that. You know, Knoxville, Paducah. First time I met Josh, he was just as diaper. So
That's great.
That's an awesome
Josh,
story.
who are your real life heroes? Who is your hero in real life?
Well, you know, it may sound a little bit corny, but it's my dad. He's you know, he's been a construction worker for almost 50 years. You know, we keep saying he's going to retire, and he is retired, but the man works from 6 a.m. till dark every night. Usually, you know, my whole life he was on the road all the time, building, you know, restaurants and hotels and what have you. Big guy. One of my other fandoms is Superman. I love Superman. And my dad has the black curly hair just like he does. And one time when he was out in our garage, and we love old cars. We're an old car family. My sister has a 69 Mustang. My dad has a 54 Buick, 230 A model Fords, a coupe and a pickup. I have a 58 Impala, the 67 Impala, a 77 Trans Am. We're old car people. And one day he was outside and he was working on one of the cars, and an engine, a 350 engine, he had it chained up over the rafter. And I guess the bolt that he had in there was bending or slipping or something, and it started to break. And my uncle was underneath of it helping him work on it. And my dad just reaches up and grabs the chain with his hand and holds the entire engine from falling on top of on my uncle, because his head was underneath the car trying to align the motor mounts. And so, you know, my whole life I grew up thinking like, well, my dad is just Superman. That's who he is. He's always gone because he's out. You know, the construction work thing is that's the cover. So my love of old cars comes from my dad's love of old cars, but he just loves old cars. You know, I love the movie cars, the star cars, you know, the Ecto, the Batmobile, which I will forever be jealous, James. That is just like, I don't know if there is a cooler star car. I mean, I love my Impala, obviously. And, but I mean, the 89 Batmobile is just, I don't know. It's the cream of the top for me. So kudos, James. I love it. But yeah, so you know, I took my love of the old cars and spun off of his love. But like I said, so I've got the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, and then I've got the Impala from Supernatural, and I've got a couple other things that I'm looking to try to start working on soon, hopefully, which will be just some other star cars. But yeah, so it's my dad.
Awesome. And,
that's a great story. I immediately was like, his dad really is Superman.
and finally, of our guests, Corey, who are your heroes in real life?
Oh my goodness. It's a pretty long list, but when it actually comes to probably this kind of stuff, whether it's movie related stuff, cosplay, everything. I mean, and I'm not saying this because she's not here right now, but my wife, and that's no joke. Oh. But that's because, and again, she's not here. She can't hear me. She took my son to baseball practice, so I could do this. But right now, you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's her, because I never thought I'd have someone so supportive of all weird. And there's a reason, like, you know, I dress up as Jason or collect this or part of the Ghostbusters of that. And you want to have someone in your corner who's like overly supportive, saying, you need to go do this. If you want to do this, you need to go do it. You know, and then on top of whatever she's having to do, you know, she's ex-military, she's a veteran. She works all kinds of different jobs. She finds a way to, you know, just do the routine stuff so I can go out and basically screw around and act like a kid. And so for me, it's my wife when it comes to specifically with this kind of stuff. And, you know, when I wanted to do the Ghostbuster thing, she was, you know, like crazy supportive. You know, she's even like donned the suit a couple times, her and my son both. to help me out when the other 11 or 12 Ghostbusters are busy that weekend, whatever. And, you know, she's been real supportive of me on this current truck project as well. You know, when I sold 2,844 Disney Pixar car pieces to a guy in Japan so I could buy this truck. Yeah, I was a closet car collector, like from Pixar cars. But you know, I told her, I was like, anytime of all the stuff I have and all the collectible stuff I got, I told her, I said, I'm never going to like use my money to do it. I'm going to take this and turn this one hobby into another hobby. And so that's what I've been trying to do. But to have her in my corner to almost never tell me no, that's a hero. So I mean, and she knows, she sees how happy I am doing it, and how I'm able to do the things I'm doing, but also, you know, involve my 11-year-old son. And so I think she sees that there is a bigger payoff. So
that is fantastic. Well, we are way over time, but I want to give the other co-hosts, anyone who wants to chime in with who are your heroes in real life, just popcorn style. If you want to chime in, go ahead.
Well, right now is James.
I think one of my heroes in real life is our very own Sean Connors. He is a cyborg, bionic man. You guys, if you don't know his story, you need to go back and watch his first appearance here on the show. It was amazing. And he does some great stuff, and he's just a great friend. So thank you, Sean, for being a part of this project.
I appreciate that, sir.
Anybody else want to contribute who their heroes are before we sign off?
I'm kind of in the same boat with Corey. My hero has to be Geek Gumshoe, just for being supportive of all of the crap that I throw at him. And I'm like, hey, guess what we're doing? So.
Is there anybody on the planet that could say no to DL Memphis?
Probably not.
Uh-oh.
Yes, actually, Geek Gumshoe does often. So, yeah.
I have developed a resistance to certain things, so I can still say no when it comes to the point of, well, no, we really just don't need to do that. So
this is not the group to ask. This is not the group to ask, because we all said yes to her. So
that's right. Exactly.
Well, I didn't say yes to anything. She just said, hey, I'm taking over the show that Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I just kind of invited myself because, well, cars.
I don't generally ask permission. I'm one to generally beg forgiveness after the fact. So, yeah. But no.
You mean we don't have time to talk
wrangles.
about, we don't have time to talk timing belts and any, like, what are we doing?
Well, I feel like we haven't really even been able to scrape the surface of this topic. I mean, I think this could go on for a couple of hours longer.
Absolutely.
Talking about everything. So, guys, I mean, it's awesome that y'all jumped in and we covered what we could, but I feel like we could just.
Are you saying there's going to be a part 2?
Yeah,
there is a distinct
and
possibility.
Maybe 3 or 4.
I mean, you guys are always welcome to come hang out on Willow's Pillow Talk and talk about your cars. So it's.
Speaking of Willow's Pillow Talk, Willow is part of the Hanging with Web TV channel on YouTube, and she does an amazing job of promoting not just Back to the Cereal Box, but all of the shows on the Hanging with Web TV show and the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and we thank her for that. And I want to remind everyone to pick up 4 Bad Crows by the Murdering Crows on
Please
Amazon, Google, wherever you get digital music. And while you're at it, check out Nightright, the Tales of the Decoverse Volume 1. And if you go to our website, backofthecerealbox.fun, and sign up for our newsletter, you will get a free gift. There is a free gift inside, a free prize inside. You will get 3 free magic tricks from my book, Magic You Can Do, and you too can become the life of the party. And of course, check out our other shows on the network. DL Memphis hosts Ice Cream Queens. The Geek Gumshoe does Case Files of the Geek Gumshoe. I do New Comics. Yum! Willow does Cryptid Crunch, and tomorrow night the Geek Gumshoe will be the special guest on that show, talking cryptids and Bigfoot and lake monsters. And Back Issue Breakfast Club and Cosplay Cafe is on its way in September. So check all of that out at cerealboxpodcast.com, back at the cerealbox.fun, YouTube, Facebook, and all of the places. So, everybody, where can we see you this week? Go, Corey. What's going on? Where can people find you?
Honestly, just about anywhere in DeSoto County or the greater Memphis area. I'm still very much in Ghostbuster mode, at least until October, until I wear this. So the car is out and about. The car is fully functional. The transmission and engine have both been rebuilt. So expect to see the Ecto 17 in and around your neighborhood. And please, just understand we're ready to believe you.
Follow him at Mid-South Maniac on all the socials. James, where's Bluff City Batman found?
You can find me on Instagram, Bluff City Batman, Facebook, Bluff City Batman. The shortage of conventions is kind of hurting the appearances of the Batmobile. I just got a new trailer. So once I get the logistics of that figured out, of getting the car in there, I'll have a lot more options to choose from. So hopefully, we were supposed to go to Little Rock a weekend after next, but I think we're gonna have to pull out of that one because of COVID numbers, and plus Bruce Campbell canceled. So, but I'll be out and about, especially like Corey said, Halloween time. People are wanting it. And Corey, if you want the ghost with the most to hang out with you sometimes, just say it 3 times.
What? Ghost with the most? Wait, back up. What was that?
What?
He's talking about Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Do you cosplay Beetlejuice?
We come for your daughter, Chuck.
Do you cosplay? Wait. Do you cosplay Beetlejuice?
Yeah, I'm finishing it up finally.
Oh. Okay. I'll be in contact.
I got to pull the suit out of the dirt.
Oh. Yeah. Ice Cream Queens will be in contact. We will definitely be reaching out to you.
All right, you know what to say 3 times.
No, we do.
And Josh, we can find you at Last Action Josh. Where else? What people can follow you on Instagram, Facebook? Where are you going to be?
Until like James said, COVID's really hurting a lot of the convention stuff. We were going to be in Dragon Con next week, but because of just how everything's going, we pulled out. My daughter's not old enough for the vaccine yet, and so we're trying to limit our exposure to that. But yeah, so probably out in my front yard yelling things under the hood of the car, probably.
Good answer.
That's fantastic. DL Memphis, everyone can follow you on the interwebs.
All of them. I'm on all of them. You can find me as DL Memphis. You can, we're DL Memphis on Facebook, Instagram, DL is mildly psychotic on TikTok, which TikTok hates me, but that's beside the point. But also look for Ice Cream Queens, which is, we have a Facebook and Instagram and a YouTube channel where we're basically posting additional content that we get from the shows and little bits that we get through the show. So please find me there. I am staying home right now because of we did a con last week, and as Geek Gumshoe mentioned, we've done several, and now with the numbers ramping up, we're going to probably be staying home for a little while. So,
Geek Gumshoe, where can people find you?
Find Geek Gumshoe on Instagram, and I have a new YouTube channel where I'm posting some additional content. Please go subscribe to that. I think I've got 5 subscribers, so go find my YouTube channel. Also, as DL just said, we went to CreepyCon in Knoxville last weekend. So Toy Robot Visual Arts will be posting a bunch of pictures that we took at CreepyCon. And those will probably go up before the weekend's out. So go find Toy Robot Visual Arts on Facebook and Instagram and watch for those really cool pictures.
And we'll, of course, be sharing them on, from his pages and whatnot on our Back of the Cereal Box pages and Instagram and all that fun stuff too. Willow, where can people find you?
You can find me all over social media. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook.
If there's a place, you're there.
Although I haven't signed up yet for TikTok, and yeah, I don't know if I'm going to anytime soon. But maybe someone will have to convince me really, really strongly to do so. But
you know where you do need to sign up for Clubhouse. I know you're sick and tired of hearing me tell you that, but speaking of Clubhouse. That's where I met Sean, and if you guys don't know, Clubhouse is like epic. It is one of the best networking tools I've ever experienced. And Sean, you are also the host of the 757 Renaissance Man podcast and LVAD Talk. Where can people find you? 757renaissanceman.com. Where else?
757renaissanceman.com and lvadtalk.com. All the social medias is my real name, Sean Connors. I've had a ball today. Side note, I have sort of a star car myself. I have an 84 Cutlass Supreme, and I'm trying to remake it like the Monte Carlo in Training Day that Denzel Washington drove.
Nice.
So that's
Very cool.
Oh, that's very
My
cool.
man. My man.
Yeah. And as far as Mr. Batman, we have an acquaintance because my Xbox Live name is Mr. Lucius Fox.
Oh.
You're welcome.
So I did come for you for technology. Okay, just saying
When
that.
it's time to upgrade that Batmobile, come holler at your boy.
And if anyone wants to follow me, johnpica.com, you can see all of the things, my books, my comics, my ghost tours, other podcasts, all of that at johnpica.com. Hey guys, thank you everyone for being on the show. And as Geek Gumshoe said, we just barely scratched the surface. So we definitely need to do this again.
Hey, John, we need a new show. We need cars and cryptids.
Yeah, we need the Saturday morning garage show is what we need.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Well, that's funny that you say that. Geek Gumshoe, we might have to talk about that.
Yeah.
There are plans, ladies and gentlemen. Can't reveal too much right now, but people in the inner circle know what I'm talking about. So one last comment from the audience. Angel Love, the Curious Idealist, says, I've been calling my Challenger the Batmobile, but now I feel like a bit of an imposter after today. So thanks a lot for that. Seriously, though, great show, you all. Thank you, Angel Love. And she's going to be on the show pretty soon, Sean. So that should be a lot of fun. She's a riot.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys and gals, continue to post comments. If you like this show, tell 200-300 of your closest friends and family to come share the fun. Post a review, share it. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, like that page. And just continue to post comments, give us thumbs up, and that will be awesome. Tune into all of the other shows on the network. And with that, I will say thank you, guys. Thank you, DL, for putting together such a great crew. You are awesome. Love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the flip side. Everybody have a great rest of the day.
Later.
Pleasant screams.
And I